Despite having great practices and developing a high level of confidence in your practice, do you go into competition and all of a sudden doubt yourself and you don't know why? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn. In this video, you're going to learn about confidence killer number 2, having self-doubt. You're watching Sessions with Doc. Another big confidence killer for athletes is when they're doubting their skills when they go into competition. Well, what is doubt? Doubt is anytime you think you can't do something or you can't perform a skill. We call it self-doubt because no one knows you're doubting but yourself, and no one's making you doubt yourself but yourself. So keep that in mind. Even if you see your competitor, it looks really strong, looks really fast, looks really big, well, guess what? They're not causing you to doubt yourself, right? So self-doubt is basically telling yourself, I don't have it today, or something's wrong with my performance, or something's off. There's another form that you want to pay attention to, and that is when you're questioning your skills. So a question mark means a doubt in disguise. It's a subtle doubt, and you have to pay attention to those as well, such as, did I practice enough this week? Are my skills going to show up? Am I going to perform well? Will I choke like I did in the last competition? So there's lots of forms of doubt, and you need to be aware of those doubts. Most athletes are going to have typical maybe 2, 4, 6 specific doubts when you go into competition, and they're going to come out of nowhere. It's like, boom, what happened? And that is common for athletes, is they feel really confident in their practice routines and what they're doing in practice, and then all of a sudden they go into competition. For example, I worked with a swimmer that happened to have some perfectionist characteristics. Well, she had great times in her practice and was really optimistic when she went into competition, but all of a sudden once she got into competition, she started questioning whether she could put those same times in competition. Well, why? Because previous meets told her she couldn't. Previous meets told her she was underperforming, and thus she would always question, am I going to be able to perform like I do in practice today? And that's a subtle doubt you have to pay attention to. Okay, what's the solution in this case? How do you manage those doubts? What I want you to do is I want you to list those doubts out that you have, the common ones, the typical ones that you can review or go back and think about in your previous competitions. Once you have those specific doubts, you have to challenge them. You have to rebut them, reframe them, whatever you want to call it. I call it your own personal comeback for your doubt, because no one knows you're doubting but yourself. That requires that you do something, you act on that, and don't allow that doubt to eat away at your confidence like little Pac-Man. And it will if you don't address that doubt. So once you become aware of them, then what's my comeback? What's my personal comeback or my personal statement? And let's go back to the swimmer. The swimmer might say to herself, I don't know if I can put in the times I've been doing in practice. That's the doubt. Well, what's a comeback? How can you help that swimmer with a particular comeback? The comeback might be, I've been doing great in practice. I know how to run this event. I need to go out and trust in my skills and believe that they're going to be there. That's a much more positive statement than wondering whether she's going to choke again. So it's all about the thought process. And I'm very cognitive from that perspective. If you put bad thoughts in, such as doubts, you're going to get a bad performance out. You're going to tighten up. You're going to be more anxious as well. So there's lots of challenges that go along with having those particular doubts. So make sure you list them. What are the specific doubts? And have your own comeback statement, your own rebuttal, or your own reframe, as we call it, for each and every doubt. So you have something different to go to in competition. Thanks. If you want to be notified when we upload more mental training videos just like this one, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on my picture in the upper right-hand corner of this video. We've teed up 2 more mental training videos for you to check out today. Please visit our website if you want to learn more about mental training.